Good evening, and welcome to a race between Alsoa and Xoas. These two runners are 3 and 2, both seeking a chance at 4 and 2, which should give them better seeding and buys in the group stages. I'm Furious K, along with CD.
Hi
CD,
guys.
these two are a bit of how should we call them, characters in the community.
Characters are good. Very colorful characters.
Yep. Zoas is known for being a bit of a resident troll in some of the races. Kind of goes in, jumps in, and rolls the seat and jumps out. Whereas Alsoa, funny guy once he gets racing and agitated. Sometimes even doesn't take getting agitated. Funny, so
He's your daily salt intake all in about 5 seconds.
yes.
So not a terrible start screen. We've got a bunch of access to open caves. Haven't really seen any wizards yet, so I'm disappointed.
Well, we do get a chance to see some dark nuts. And dark nuts can be just as fun, especially on some of the narrow screens.
True. We also have these lovely moblins shooting arrows at us, and Alsoa is actually going to find level 8 underneath Death Armos.
Yeah, we'll see how far Also chooses to go. The seed might also have just chosen to tell him to turn around by running him out of the rooms.
Always,
So,
always helpful though if it drops you like bombs or keys or anything in the middle of the floor.
yeah, so it looked like Exo found some any roads over towards the other Armos screens by the forest. A little bit surprised he didn't hang out over there for a little bit and check all three of the Armos and or the coast item, which will give him information as to whether or not he needs to go back there once he gets a ladder.
Yeah, that would be kind of helpful to do, especially since you're starting over towards more towards the left of the screen. It might be a while before you get back there. We have a free candle pickup here for Alsoa. I like this. It's always a great idea to pick up a candle as early as you can because you're not going to be doubling back to burn things.
Yep. Blue candle is always a good thing to find early. Also nice to find the candle shop just to see if you can't get lucky and get some cheap candle going in the seed, just because we'll run into enough secrets where we'll be able to buy one of those as well. So if Exo finds a route that leads him into medium and large secrets and then a candle, he may opt into a purchase instead to try and get that extra heart container for the white sword item.
Which could be good, or it could be a banana.
Which at 4 or 5 minutes in at that point might not be a bad thing to have.
Yeah, but we're not going to... Oh, well, actually, so we got an Armos item of a red candle. That is a really nice thing to find, but it's also going to make it possible for our sword to be under a burn bush.
Yep, I definitely approve of this seed already. It's going to potentially troll the runners with having to open up another, dozen and a half caves.
Yeah, that would be that would definitely be interesting, especially since Alsoa hasn't been over onto that side of the map yet to see the Armos item. So if you just randomly, oh, was that an any key?
That was an any key at Vanilla 2, and a 63 large secret on top of the 27 mid. So while there's no such thing really as a poverty seed in First Quest Overworld without helpful hints in any way, shape, or form, definitely is going to make them have to consider what to buy. That being said, though, any key will eliminate key purchases from that.
It will, but how much do you want to bet that the game's going to make it be, 6 hearts?
I mean, 33%?
No math. Math is bad. Sadly, Exo's going to take a death to I believe it was a blue Dark Knight who had just barely come on screen, so we're not going to see the coast item just yet.
Yep. Alsoa is going to go up through the grave, looking to get to the Grave Armos as Exo finds another Take Any One. I don't think... Oh, Alsoa could not have seen that one yet because he didn't have the candle yet, so we've seen 2 of them now.
We have a blue ring hiding out in Candle Row for 230 some odd rupees. We might actually see that. And Mag's hype on the next screen.
I'm not surprised to see the changing routing from Xoas. He's looking for the wood sword, and suddenly the candle row area and spots where you have a lot of candle burn bushes to check becomes a little bit higher priority with that red candle found the Armos.
Yeah, it is kind of a little bit of an advantage over alsoa. He might still prioritize just the open caves at this point, not knowing that your Armos item was that red candle.
Yeah, so it might lead him away from Candle Row, but he should still burn spots as he's progressing through the overworld. So if he just gets lucky and it's, say, a spot to the east of Vanilla Start where you've got a bomb and look at open caves and such, you probably might get a little bit of luck. And then you have to decide whether or not you even care to go the Armos screen anymore at that point.
alsoa, in kind of a little bit of a surprise move, he's going to go ahead and he's picking up very cheap meat early on, almost as if he's expecting the seed to be, you know, a bit trolly.
Yep. 16, -10, -34, I think that was for the gambling game. So we've checked that once. We've seen 3 of the values. We haven't seen the big positive value yet that should be in there. We don't know if it's going to be like 20 or 30, but it's it'll be interesting to see if alsoa continues checking that going forward, or if that -30 is enough to kind of deter him.
All right, so alsoa hopefully going to make it over here to the coast. We'll get to see what's in that cave and what is hanging out off on the ladder spot. Decides against gambling. And it looks like we got a recorder hanging out over on the ladder spot. Now, depending upon where our hidden level or white sword item, well, no, we saw the white sword item. So our hidden level, sorry, brain, is, then we may or may not need a ladder.
I think alsoa has covered a lot of these burn bushes already, just by the way he's routed too. So once he finds the red candle, which won't be right now, it's not actually going to impact his routing too much, but it looks like Xoas found level 1, and with the red candle, I think digging level 1 now that you found it is not a bad idea.
Yeah, as long as we don't see anything like whiz robes or too many patras, we should be okay.
Stuff was in the first room is a good sign, at least. It's something you can't kill with red candle, and we could see a map, or looks like a floor heart in this case, so one step closer to the any key.
We're gonna get a map, and it almost looks like that little floaty thing that they put baby Grogu in.
The next combat room we see is Gibdo, so it's not necessarily a bad room to run into with red candle.
Yeah, especially if you can kind of get them trying to come straight down at you, because they're gonna get stuck in that little bendy bit for a little while, and you can just kind of double up the flames.
We'll see if Xoas decides at any point here to potentially candle boost his way around that last Gibdo on the left. It would set up a rather cheeky Kananiki situation.
Oh, well, alright, so Exo making kind of maybe a wise decision, going straight up. After seeing that was our Triforce, he's going to pick up a bomb upgrade of 2 for, I think it was 80 rupees? And then we find the first thing that we can't really kill in here.
Yep, and you can't bomb up past this bomb upgrade, so he's got one room left he can check if he wants to with his added bombs, because there's that one room off to the right that he had seen, but decided not to spend any bombs on because he's down to 2.
Alright, alsoa is working on clearing out the northeast section of the map.
Now, Exo's at 5 hearts, and he's not that far away from the Yankee. I believe he's just on the south coast where the Takeny 1 usually is in vanilla, so you could opt, as we see Wizrobes in here, to go ahead and try on 5 hearts to pick up the Innie key, and I think that would allow you into some of these rooms a little bit easier, as Alsoa finds the wood sword at the vanilla prescription paper shop way up on the northeast side of Hyrule.
Yay! We have a way to kill these lovely and wonderful Wizribs that are hanging out in level 1.
Yep, Zoas is going to try and reset the room out of the blue Wizrobe. It sets the enemies in a specific order, so if the blue Wizrobe isn't first in that order, you've got a chance to eliminate it from the room altogether.
And also, also picked up his red candle along the way.
So, see if Zoas decides to use his bombs to kill this blue Wizrobe, or if he's just going to leave the room and try again. He might have no choice here in a moment.
Well, we got something we can kill with the candle, so that's actually really, really good for XO, especially if this room drops anything.
Well, we won't say no to keys, but I'm pretty sure the shutter door blocks the entire top half, so unfortunately that's enough for Zoas for now. When he gets the wood sword, he can continue, or I guess he can continue if he wants to through that dungeon, but maybe Patra's not the most fun thing to kill with just a wood sword, as Alsoa, I think, was going towards Vanilla 5 and the waterfall area when he found this level 2.
Yeah, level 2 is another good one to go into really, really early, as long as the enemy set isn't... Oh, look, a Patra. It's almost like the game knew what I was going to say. But in level 2, it's going to be a floor drop instead of a staircase. The only way you're going to actually see a staircase in level 2 is if it's segmented. So also is just, he's like, okay, I'm done. He up and A's. We'll get back to that a little bit later.
Yeah, very early on, looks like the Oops All Patra seed is starting to show up here.
I mean, we just need a bunch of shoes that we can kind of like smush them with.
I'm trying to remember that Mario shoe. Is it like a Goomba or Karibo shoe or something like that?
I do not remember, but I do remember that in one of the games you actually get to take the shoe from the thing and you just kind of get to stomp on everything. That was fun. TGE, who actually has jumped in and is doing our tracking for us tonight, thank you very much, TGE, is saying in chat that it's Karibo's shoe.
It's the Japanese name for the Goomba. There we go. So, we've got it all sorted out.
Sorry. XO heads back to the White Sword Cave, picks up his any key, and he should be in pretty good shape to do a lot of exploration in these levels until we just, you know, hit every single Patra on the face of the planet.
Yeah, I think he's going to head up into this northeast corner soon anyway, so I don't think he'll be soreless for too much longer.
Well, yeah, but do you really want to, you know, stab a Patra to death in a 4-corner turret room without any sort of ring and a wood sword?
Hard to say with XO. He's done some very silly things in his time.
Well, he really does like playing co-op. And that's just a big ball of silliness in itself. Alright, XO's gonna make it up to the what used to be the potion letter shop and is now the sword. He's gonna get it. He's gonna be able to stab all these lovely Octoroks, and he should be, if he kind of follows the same path as Alsoa, he'll be finding level 2 here in just a couple minutes.
All the gambling games, in all the corners of Hyrule.
Have we seen the big number yet?
No, both runners have declined. Alsoa, after losing the first time, decided against it, and Zoas doesn't appear to be interested at all in gambling away his rupees.
All right, so we're gonna find a bomb shop here in the forest near Vanilla Start. It looks like 25 rupees for a bomb pack.
Yeah, level 6 in the Lost Hills, the bomb spot next to the candle shop up there.
Now, we didn't see this when Alsoa was up here because I don't believe he'd actually gotten bombs yet. XO is just gonna wander away from it. He's like, I'm gonna go check this other cave.
Yeah, level 6 and level 7 tend to be the two that nobody really wants to deal with until they absolutely have to, so... Outside of maybe going in there or looking in a couple of rooms and hoping that you stumble upon a Triforce and banking on a boomerang or a heart container or something of non-use in there, I don't think I would disagree with his decision at all.
I mean, I still like to walk in by a couple of rooms, and if I see a pretty friendly enemy set, like a bunch of bats and spiders and, you know, gels, then I might go in. But yeah, other than that, it's usually not a great time.
So both runners kind of tracing back over each other's steps here. Elso is probably going to find level 1 here in just a second or two. And Zoa should be finding level 2 up here, this waterfall area.
Alsoa walks into level 1 and pretty much leaves immediately.
Looks like he's just trying to sort out what all's down here real quick. And I'm not sure if he's going to turn around after that, or if he's just kind of looking to get his way through to the 6 hearts so they can go get his any key first.
That would make sense. I didn't realize he'd actually made it into the cave when he was over there before.
I think he did. I could be wrong.
Alsoa finds level 2. He's got the red candle, wood sword. He's got the any key, which is going to really help him open up a bunch of these doors. So he might actually see more of this level 2 than Alsoa did originally.
Now, the good news is that room will not respawn until he leaves the dungeon or takes the Triforce.
Because of the corner traps?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's the only time I'm happy to see those guys. Otherwise, I'm just mad that they're trying to kill me.
There's also getting back to level 2, and the any key was available on 5 hearts, so...
2 nice reroll.
Well, wait until we see what Mags rolls. Maybe we'll get the 14.
Nah. I think it's going to put all the hearts in places we can't reach and force the runners to fight Ganon with a wooden sword.
I think my favorite is when you get the seed with the white sword and wand as your double 9 items.
Yeah. Those are always a bit trolly because you're just like, really? I could use a damage upgrade. The entire race you're going, I could use a damage upgrade. That would be really nice. And then the game's like, here, you're done. Have a damage upgrade.
The other real troll is Oops All Wizrobe seeds with the white sword and the red ring both at 9 instead. When your wand is less.
I think I'd be probably playing the money-making game for all I've got at that point.
Looks like Alsoa's going to find the key in this room potentially in level 1. He's not going to be too thrilled about having to clear this entire room for it, but it's knowledge that you can't pass up. And Zoas, I think, is still looking for this item in level 2. He's seen quite a bit of it at this point, so gotta think we'll run into it either in this room or a room nearby shortly.
Yeah, when Alsoa was in here before, I think he basically saw the Patra room and then a key-blocked room, and he didn't have bombs, I don't think, so he basically just was like, okay, I'm done, and left. Which makes perfect sense. That is the best meat block ever.
Well, funny enough, the race room that this race is being put under is called Legendary Gorilla, and that Gorilla could be very legendary.
Yes.
Block something important.
That would, yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Although I'm sure the runners would not be calling it a legendary griot. Maybe alsoa since he's bought the bait super early.
I think they'd be calling it a couple of other choice words, maybe. Alright, Exo doing a really good job of clearing this room without taking too much damage by using the red candle as crowd control. He's gonna find a heart here on the floor and dodge a bunny to go get it. That was pretty well done. Oh, look, Fury, it's your favorite.
I mean, it's level 2. This is completely unsurprising.
There's a Alsoa goes ahead, picks up his Triforce at a level 1. He's gonna go back in. He also has the any key. There might have been like one more key door we could check, or he's gonna try to fight whatever was blocking him. Sorry, Black Jacket. I don't think SpeedGaming would appreciate me using those sorts of words on their air.
Xoas is having just about as much fun as I have with my favorite boss enemy in the game.
Well, they can't all be spiky. Also, I was going to find this bomb upgrade again. He's going to go ahead and pick it up for 80 rupees. I think I'd be okay with the fact that it's only 2 bombs, and it looks like he's going to try to take out the Patra. Ooh, the Patra's being a jerk, though.
Yeah, you don't want to fight it from that side anyways. Go back in here in a minute and come in from the bottom door, perhaps, and go to the left side, but instead just a no pass.
Yeah, he's just like, alright, we'll come back later.
This level 2 is a bit trolly in its design because the sword is nowhere to be found early on in it. And I'm wondering if, by some chance, there's a bomb wall off to the left. Usually the suspect is near the entry door if you have something that is blocked by bombs, map-wise in these early dungeons.
Yeah, that's why it's always a good idea to do a pirouette, or there's the trick with the, say it's a key door, like you can go a little bit further in and get that key door open. No, I mean, our runners now have the any key, so that's not going to be a problem.
Looks like no room past the Triforce, easily apparent.
Alsoa finds level 9. We had seen this just a little bit ago, and you know, he's kind of making up the ground that he missed before. And Adirondack Rick making the announcement in chat that SpeedGaming standards and practices will not allow either of us to utter those words here, and instead we will replace those words with TGE going bugga. No, I can't quite say it right. I don't have a New England accent anymore.
Alsoa's in level 6 now, and you'll never guess what he's found. Besides Patras, we have the left door danger noodles, aka the Lamelas.
I can't imagine that he is going to be staying here for very long. I mean, at the very least, that's not a terrible Patra room to fight in. He does make it past the danger noodles. He clips up onto the block. That's not terrible until he fell off.
Yeah, he got pretty lucky to get there, to be honest.
Yeah, he really did.
Especially after falling off right next to them. But this is very likely a segment stare in some sort of shenanigans in 6.
Yeah, and we've only got 1 heart, and those danger noodles, I think you get, what, 1 time through the... Now we only have half a heart. Oh dear. But yeah, those danger noodles are gonna come back. Okay, we have increased our health to 1.5 hearts. We might last a couple more rooms. Oh, whiz ropes. Okay. I mean, who needed health?
Just gotta be careful now. You got all these enemies frozen. They can't hurt you. Don't use the candle and run into it.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Sadly, the room isn't going to drop us anything, but there was a key door out the other side. Exo working his way through 2, I think. Okay, we had a second heart in 2, so our container heart that's normally living on the coast was actually in level 2.
Yeah, so we might actually have a chance to get to Magical Sword in this seed, just because it seems like every dungeon we've seen, 1, we found the heart container early, 6, we found it fairly early through that staircase, and now 2 had double heart, so lots of hearts available, for sure.
Maybe the game, this room, by the way, with wizrobes in it, no ladder, this is like nightmare fuel.
He's only got to make it 2 rooms to get to that compass blip on his radar.
And this maybe could be an item, but this is kind of hard entering from this side because Aquamentus gets a chance to shoot at you before you really get into the room.
You get that first shot off, and it's very weak, and it's a fairy drop, so... Also, certainly happy. Is this segmented, or are we gonna get the item as well?
Oh, it's segmented. I kind of want to see the map now. That would have been pretty awesome had that been the item.
Just gonna check another room or 2. You gotta be careful because the game might shutter you into a room that you don't want to be in suddenly.
You mean like this one?
I was thinking more along the lines of like 6 blue wizrobes in this room, but I guess those could work.
Well, yeah, no, the wizrobes would be worse, or Goma, or Gliok, or another Patra, because we haven't seen enough of those yet.
We're up to 9 hearts now for Xoas.
You have to imagine he's now going, okay, where's Mags? I'm this close to being able to check Mags, and then the game's gonna laugh and make it like 14.
Yeah, he definitely knows where it is, so it's just a question of getting the heart containers. He still will not have the record in this tournament for fastest Mags pickup.
Wait! I think I know who that was. Could that have been you?
It might have been, but he's already 7 minutes behind that pace, so he'll have to settle for second best.
Oh, what a shame. I mean, it's XO who cheers for getting on the podium, so not a terrible thing.
Yes, he also cheers for runners to get stuck with a 14 Mags heart pickup.
Very true, and he always is a proponent of checking Death Mountain early.
Well, he's kind of in line to check it. He needs a couple more bombs to make it work.
Also, continuing to work his way here through this level 6. Without the map, this is a little difficult, but since we've now found 2 transport staircases, this should be the item.
And it's a Fred.
Well, yeah, but I don't think the runners are going to care that this is a Fred. They're just going to go, woohoo, this is upgraded damage.
Yeah, I'm going to make a wild guess that if Xoas kind of right orders 6 the way alsoa does, or is currently right ordering it, to the compass find at least, pretty good chance that he's not even going to see the 1. Knowing him, it's just going to be a goodbye 6.
Yeah, grab the Triforce and just book it. Which I can't really say that I blame him for. Level 6 is in shapes is not that friendly. So you kind of, if you're given the chance to leave, a lot of people were just going to take it and go.
Worth noting, red wizrobes, I think, are dying to 2 wood sword stabs, so they may have been very nice in their roll. Roll up to 6 in this tournament.
Again, 2 nice, reroll. Exo finds level 7 at a bomb spot directly next to Vanilla Sword.
And a mugger that has picked the wrong item to charge to get out of his room.
I mean, he should have picked hearts, he just didn't know it.
I mean, this poverty seed should have been hearts or money. That would have been the real brutal one. So into the transport stair in 7, since it's the first one he found. It's going to get immediately greeted with a Goma block that's not going to hard block him from this dungeon, so I don't think it's a huge deal yet.
Now, even though that was it was kind of towards the top of the map, I almost probably would have tried bombing maybe the left wall of that room. Because I want to say I'm trying to picture the map in my head, and there could have been a room over there. Meanwhile, alsoa's back here in level 2. He's trying to take out this Patra, but that floor turret in the middle of the room is getting some good damage on him.
I'm a little bit surprised he picked level 2 to kind of return to, just given that the Patra in 1 is not the Expando Patra, and it's going to give him 2 items versus the one in level 2. Maybe just because he's up here by 6, he decided I'll go here first.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And if he does make it to the 2 hearts and the Triforce, he can then take all of that extra health and go take on that Patra in level 1. Alright, Exo finds a bomb wall here in level 7 that's going to give him yet another Patra, because we, again, haven't seen enough of those yet, and a doorway to the south, and a potential staircase room.
Guiak guards the map, and I think xoas full cleared this level 2 based on what we saw of his map.
Yeah, that looks about right. I think to get to the floor drop part, though, also needs to kind of head towards the Triforce, and it's one of those rooms that are kind of adjacent to it.
Also, think that means a rip to the Hungry Korea.
Oh, he doesn't get any cookies today.
Although also could
Again, rerolls.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, also could have decided to actually feed him the bait just to get it out of his inventory.
Yeah, but it looks like he's going to hang on to it. Isn't there a chance of a bait block being in another level?
Not currently. If we had second quest in some sort of mix plus shapes setup, there's a chance that you could get the first half with the level 3 bait block, and then the shapes could roll the traditional level 7, I believe. And or an all second quest.
Oh, okay. Because I just remember some seeds, it's like, some seeds there was always a chance for 2 of them, so.
Yeah, I think it's exclusive to second quest currently, although somebody could probably troll us all and put that in featured suggestions on Discord.
I am not suggesting that in the least. Also, is gonna find his floor heart here in level 2. He's also only 1 heart away from a shot at mags, and this is gonna give him a really good health boost. So it might be a good time to go back to level 1.
Yep. Up at A's to save. That takes him to Candle Row. Let's see what alsoa's decision is going to be.
Exo trying to farm some bombs off of these gorillas. Yeah, it does look like he's heading back towards the direction of level 1, because wasn't it this cave here?
Yes, it was.
Now we just kind of have to hope for maybe a little bit of health drop on the way across this room. And Patra round 2. The wand should actually make this a lot better. The fact that he's an ellipsis Patra instead of an expandable Patra is also going to work in your favor, as long as you don't break him.
Yep. He definitely rolled down on the orbits around him, so that was a nice thing to see. And more Landmos, this time the red variety, as we see a thing we probably don't want to see in level 8 when we get the map.
You mean Gonzo? Oh, now that item that Alsoa just got in level 1 is always useful. Alsoa picks up the ladder off the floor in level 1 from a fairly easy room to clear, which gives us the recorder. Even if our dungeon isn't hidden underneath recorder lakes, it's always really good for transportation or the unfortunate murdering of dig doggers.
Speaking of unfortunate, this is a bit of an unfortunate room to see in level 1 with this mix of bubbles and a blue whiz robe. Although I love it.
Yeah.
This could be a stair. That would be fun.
It really could be. Thankfully, we do have a doorway to hide in, and he has, I think, cycled the room set like once or twice to see if he can get rid of that whiz robe. Adirondack continuing to give us some speed gaming announcements, and this one is that speed gaming is not responsible for the word that Alsoa said when he accidentally went through the door. Oh, hi.
So apparently level 1's just loaded with all the nice things. We just have to hope.
Yeah.
Now my only hope is this level 8, in all its glory, has a bow hidden all the way at the tip of the nose.
Yeah, at the very end of Gonzo's nose, just kind of like sitting there.
We're beginning to see the lead that this wand and 6 provides, though, because it seems like Alsoa is just starting to motor through some of these dungeons a little bit faster than Exo, who's stuck using Red Candle and Wood Sword, which Red Candle's nice, but it's not quite the wand, as looks like Alsoa is going to go ahead and take that early recorder.
Exo. Exo actually finds in level 8 my favorite item in the entire game, which is going to be the red ring. Now, while he is at a disadvantage as far as offense, this is going to give him a boost in defense, because he's just going to be able to face tank a bunch of stuff now.
Also, I'm assuming Xoas found the floor heart in this level 8 recently enough, since he's now up to 10.
Yeah, so that does mean that he has a bare minimum chance to pick up mags. And yeah, that just took the enemy set here from this level 8 and made it something a little bit scary to, we're fine as long as we don't run into like any of the gomas that are above the staircase for Alsoa.
Xoas appears to be done digging level 8 for the time being.
I have to wonder if maybe he's thinking about going and picking up mags right now.
Well, he's making the walk there. It's not too far from start, so we may see a lot of this.
And the game is mean. Alsoa quickly finds the Triforce in level 7, and I'm going to be curious to see if he goes back in without the map.
Gonna take a wild stab at no.
Which would make perfect sense. It's a very large level. We don't know where any of the bomb walls are, and if I remember from when Exo was in there before, I think there were just a small handful of key doors that we could see.
Yeah, if this was something we had found and we had level 3 and 4's dungeon locations and we hadn't found what we wanted, maybe we give 7 a thought, but no, not much of a thought when you've already you've not seen level 3 and level 4, and they're a lot smaller.
I like this play from Exo. He is going to take that red ring. He's going to head back into level 1, and he is probably going to go take on the Patra in the block room so that he can get the rest of his stuff out of level 1 as well. I mean, while it's going to be a slower fight than Alsoa had with the wand, it's a lot more manageable now, especially with the red ring.
Yep, and again, this Patra in particular doesn't appear to have rolled up with the orbits around.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of stabbing with the wood sword. Meanwhile, Alsoa heads into level 8. We have to imagine at some point he's going to be finding that red ring, and maybe we'll get a chance to see the second item in here as well.
Yep, I think it just depends on where that item number 2 is and where this Triforce is. It looks like Alsoa's been okay with leaving dungeons, and that seems to be because of the recorder that he has. You can always come back to these once you have a Triforce, so why not continue looking to see if all the items you need are in front of the Triforce grabs?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Exo's going to go ahead. He's going to get his ladder as well, which is going to give him access to the recorder shortly. And he's about to walk into the room that has silvers in it. Let's just hope he chooses to clear it.
Yeah, Exo's pretty used to this kind of trolley situation. His first tournament he played at brand new, I think, was the All Boards No Swords. And it threw just about everything at you, so well trained at this point in getting trolled.
Alright, Alsoa goes ahead and finds his red ring here in level 8. Alright, good clear from Exo. He's going to go ahead, push the block if the bubbles will let him, and find his silver arrows.
Yep, so knowledge-wise, we are pretty darn close to even, the exception being the wand.
And the fact that Exo knows that he's going to need at least one more heart to pick up Mags. Though, oddly enough, at this point, I almost, as a runner, given not being able to find the map in 7 and 8, and I don't think we saw it for 6 either, I would kind of almost be hoping that the game just throws a book in my path at some point, just so that it makes it a lot easier when I get into 9.
You heard it here first, Book of 9.
It's okay. I called the blue boomerang in the race I was just doing before this.
It's like Zoas is going back to 7 now. He was in here a little while ago, and I don't know that he was really blocked up by too much. Maybe a ladder block was somewhere in here.
Yeah, we saw Alsoa come in. He only was here for a very short amount of time, so you have to imagine the Triforce is in one of these rooms that should hopefully be now open to Exo. And 2 simultaneous bunny rooms. Yay!
So we see Pull's voice and Patrick Lore. There is that Triforce you were talking about. It's not too buried.
Yeah, Alsoa was only here for, like, he was in and out real quick, so it had to have been pretty close to start. Now, this is a room where the wand would actually come in really handy. The red candle is nice, but those bubbles are going to be knocking you all over the place, and there are a lot of Lionel swords flying around.
Looks like we found another staircase potentially on Alsoa's side. Will it be the second item? It is. It's the bow.
Oh, man.
That's potential bad news for Zoas, since he left there with just one item, but he will have to go back for his Triforce. And based on the map, it looks like this is kind of on the way up.
So at the very least, he's going to have to maybe run into this, which would be really good.
I think by default he's going to have, well, he's probably going to have a 50-50 shot at it, because I think he explored a ton of the south it didn't find his Triforce or a transport, so I think there's a reasonable shot that he's going to clear that room.
Okay, nice fairy drop here in this room for Exo is going to make this a little less stressful to finish clearing what could be a staircase room. And thanks to the fact that the silver is worthy staircase item here in level 1, Alsoa can automatically shoot those bunnies and gomas.
Question is, why did Exo leave 8? I believe he left it because of lengthy combat and the chance at magical sword more than anything else that I saw.
Yeah, that bow is kind of only a couple of rooms away from that Triforce, so we have to hope that Exo doesn't wait too long to head back into 8 to pick it up. But again, level 8's a really large level, so if you're still missing 3, 4, right? We've seen 5, I think? If you're still missing smaller levels, you would probably dig the smaller levels before wanting to go back to 8.
I don't have 5 marked on my map, so I'm not sure if we've seen it. I think we've definitely seen every dungeon that we have Triforces for out, so I think it's got to be down to 3 and 4 at minimum, and maybe 3, 4, and 5.
And the way Alsoa is routing, we should actually be able to get to see what's under Recorder Lake here in just a minute. Okay, and there's level 3.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if Alsoa is really going to dig these at all, if possible. It's early Triforces all over the place, he's just gone.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture the overworld explorer, like our tracker, basically, in my brain, and I think they still have a lot of Death Mountain that could be bombed before we even need to really get worried about the power bracelet or the raft.
Yeah, I'm not sure what bomb spots are checked by the Grave and the Forgotten Spot, and then I have Death Mountain, and that's basically all I have left as undone for the most part.
But since we're only missing 2, well, on Alsoa's side, since we're only missing 2 levels, that's not a lot. I mean, it's you know, there's a chance it's there. Speaking of the power bracelet, it's in level 7.
So that's potentially interesting. If the power bracelet ends up being required, it'll give Exo a little bit of time now to be able to go back to 8 and find his bow.
Yeah, and this Triforce is really easy to pick up, so he's now done here in level 7. I don't think he's going to be worrying about trying to find the floor heart, not even in the least, especially with a couple of small levels left.
I believe he also has a Take Anyone left available on the overworld, so if he runs into that, they'll put him up to 11 as well.
And since he already has the recorder off the coast, it won't be too long before he also finds level 3.
Yep, so it looks like Xoas is going straight for power bracelet spots, so we're going to see if he's indeed bought himself some time. Also, is probably going to find at least a level up here at this point. At least the odds are in their favor that they're going to have at least one Death Mountain dungeon at this point, unless we're all overworld blocks from here.
I mean, part of us has to be rooting that the raft is in level 3, and then the raft has to be required to find one of the other levels.
Well, 0 for 2 on the power bracelet spots.
And so far, we haven't really seen much on Death Mountain yet.
Yeah, we're about to get Western Death Mountain accomplished from alsoa's perspective, so it's gonna be down to Eastern Death Mountain at that point, or overworld blocks.
Alright, here we go. One last power bracelet.
Not this one. So down to grave, and then it's a bust. Which would be unfortunate.
On the plus side, we're not hurting for money, so that part's nice.
Looks like Xoas may be heading towards level 6 at this point.
Western Death Mountain not yielding anything for alsoa, and he's now out of bombs.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to force bombs on an Octorok.
That Octorok, yeah, and the Octorok just kind of went no and scooted out of the way. Exo heads into level 6. This is actually kind of good for him, especially if he can come across that wand, and it'll give him a chance to pick up the not power bracelet, the Triforce that he's missing.
Yep, alsoa meanwhile goes to the bomb shop, spends the 25 rupees to get back to 4, which should be enough to cover the majority of Death Mountain. He's going to take a pit stop briefly to find out the bad news.
Hey, and there is there's an extra heart for Exo.
Yep, so he's even closer now to potential magical sword. I don't know if I would really be in a hurry to check it from this location after getting Triforce, but I would say once we hit 12, now you're up to a 50-50 from his perspective. Why not go ahead and check it out?
I think it's going to depend upon what he's got left to check. He's just done all of the power bracelet locations, so he knows he's got the recorder, so my next step would probably be Recorder Lake. Though it's kind of a shame that we have the recorder, because if he didn't, that I believe would send him back to 8.
Level 5 is on the connector spot in Death Mountain, going from west to east Death Mountain. So just down to 4.
And I'm still rooting for it to be in a raft spot. Wow, this is either a really fast item or a really fast transport here in level 5.
All on transport.
What, you don't want to see a boomerang?
Depends on the color.
Blue.
Sure, why not?
Okay, and then we can either watch our runners bomb it or burn it. Because I don't think either one of the boys would pick it up.
I would be very disappointed if either one picked it up or took the time to go down the stairs just to burn it.
But the trolls.
Question chat, what has been Exo's hang-up? I would argue part of it is the wand pickup being a little bit later, so alsoa had the wand probably closer to the 30-minute mark, and it has just been combating rooms way faster. Also, Exo is a little bit slower to the ladder, and he's ran out of bombs, I think, at level 8 right before being able to find the bow, so just a couple of things have kind of worked in alsoa's favor that have not quite worked out for Xoas.
But he is only a couple of rooms off from where I think alsoa found the wand, so at least that's something that should be evened out here in just a minute or two, hopefully.
If I remember correctly, it's down in this Stalfos room.
Yeah, it's like right here in this little chunk that's almost adjacent to the Triforce room.
It's one of these rooms nearby. Maybe just bomb off. Nope, it's right here.
Yeah, so at the very least, he's about to get a damage upgrade, which is going to help him a lot. I'm kind of curious why he's killing the Moldorms, though. Oh, he's gonna try to bomb him?
I think he was trying to set up a count. I don't think he set it up quite as he should have, but hey, the wrong boomerang, and we are going to turn it down.
All right, well, we're gonna leave the banana just hanging out right there. It's fine. So I was gonna pick up his Triforce from level 5 and continue looking for our last level that we need, which is level 4.
Yep, so level 3 or level 4 are going to have the raft. So we're down to just book, sword, and magic boomerang for the items outstanding. That could be a 9 at this point.
Well, just to be on the trolley side, how about book and white sword for 9? All right, Exo's going to get his Triforce here out of level 6. This is actually really good for him. Now the question is, do you head straight back to 8, or is he maybe going to go looking for those other levels that he's missing?
I'd be a little surprised if the first idea was level 8. Just doesn't seem like the play that I would potentially be making. I would still be looking, because there's gotta be at least another dungeon somewhere in most seeds. Especially given the amount of power bracelet spots cleared.
And we're both wrong. He's gonna go check the magical sword again, which makes perfect sense. Wood sword at this point in the game is a bit slower.
Looks like alsoa has run out of overworld checks at this point, so he's going to go back into 3 and hope that the raft or power bracelet are in there. We know that it's not going to be the power bracelet, but it could be the raft.
Makes sense. I think he's probably checked everything that is possible at this point. All right, Exo goes, and he's gonna pick up another heart. Let's see if he goes back and checks mags, or if he goes and checks Recorder Lake first.
I would hope it's Recorder Lake first. While Magical Sword would be great, you kind of need the information. We haven't even burned the dead woods in his case, it looks like.
Alright, alsoa finds himself in a really fun room with a Wizrope who gets glitched into that block, which is kind of nice when it happens.
Worth noting that if Exo goes into level 3 and searches out the item, he will run into a heart container on the floor, so he would be at 13.
And since Exo doesn't have the bow, when he does find level 3, you have to imagine he's gonna finish digging it.
I would think so.
Well, I mean, again, it's Shapes level 8, even though we did see a lot of it versus Shapes 3.
I've tried to predict plays plenty in this tournament and been proven wrong by runners many a time, so I try to only make the most obvious of assumptions on him, because knowing Exo, he'll certainly try and troll me if he knows what I'm thinking.
Very true. We are such a wonderfully loving community. So actually, on the plus side, we were having a discussion in chat just yesterday. If anybody's looking to actually learn the randomizer, or even just chat about, the game of Zelda, it's a great time to join the Discord. There's always somebody who is there who can help answer your questions, or at least point you in the right direction.
Yeah, also is going to give up on farming bombs, so the Vire's helping out Xoas a little bit, although he's not exactly in the best of shape with bombs himself. Though we should have just seen that he did triple damage to the Vires with the wood sword stab and the one hit, and it killed him, so he can go ahead and do that and potentially get bombs.
All right, Exo's cleared out a good deal of this level 3. He just got the map, so I'm going to be curious to see if he heads straight for the Triforce room or if he's just going to try to walk past it and get the rest of that little taily bit.
Looks like he's trying to reset this Inishi room again for more Gibdo killing, just to try and farm bombs.
Yep, sorry I missed that. Been awake for a while today.
All good. Not getting too unlucky. Alsoa got way worse luck in this one, so he's going to be able to bomb down. I think, as you pointed out earlier, because he doesn't have bow, it's probably a dungeon he's going to dig. So it could save him some time there.
Yeah, but then the question just becomes, how long does it take him to find level 5 and then return to level 8 for the bow?
I suppose it is going to be determined by which angle he comes into Death Mountain from. If he comes in from more of the waterfall side, he's got a chance to find level 5 really quickly.
Yeah, because it's right in that section, so it's usually...
Oh boy.
Oh, hi, Wizrobes. We haven't seen one of these rooms in a while, especially one that is incredibly required if this is the raft.
I love this room.
Yes, this is the thing of beauty. Mainly because I'm not playing the seeds, so...
Alright.
Good for alsoa. Goes ahead, gets the clip in, and now we get to watch Exo enjoy this thing that is just a randomizer rite of passage.
Yep. What I did when I found this room is I found a way to save that seed so I could come back to it, and I practiced clipping this a ton.
Exo, this is where you have to be like, oh, thank goodness I found... Oh, look, we found level 4 incredibly quickly. It must be the raft spot that is right next to Vanilla Start.
Yep, Vanilla 4 at Vanilla 4.
Oh, and Exo is just trying to line up that clip, and Wizrobe just takes him out.
And hey, we're off to 9.
Woohoo! Let's go find Ganon! So in level 9, we're looking for 2 things, mainly. We're looking for a roar and a door. We're looking for a shutter door that does not open after you clear the room. And that's going to end up being Princess Zelda. We're also listening for the roar of Ganon, because when you are in level 9 in a room adjacent to wherever Ganon is, you can hear him.
Yep, level 9 I think is up a couple screens from here towards the crossroads screen in the northeast. Xoas picks up his Triforce out of 3. I think it's just to give him more leeway in getting into that staircase.
Yeah, thankfully it wasn't very far into this dungeon, so it shouldn't take him very long to get back there.
So, level 9 is going to have magical stairs and lots of Wizrobes and Patros for Xoas to have some time to catch up.
I was almost hoping for some max HP manhandlers. Or not max, but as max as they can go. Now, this Trolldongo is just kind of giving Exo a little bit of a run around here, but he's almost back to the room where the raft is.
And a free compass. Very disappointing.
Well, I mean, it might not be. There is always the chance. Exo gets the clip pretty much on the first try, and he's going to be able to get his raft and head off to level 4.
I will say the game likes to showcase a location to us, such as Zelda's room, and then proceed not to allow us a very free and obvious path to Zelda, like said route that Alsoa just had. 12 hearts not enough.
Oh, that is so rude, game.
Okay. Went back in to go ahead and wand blast him.
Good job, XO. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to bomb up into this area where Zelda is, so there's either gonna be another really roundabout path or it's gonna be a magical staircase type situation.
Come on, magic.
Yeah, behind like 3 magical bomb walls.
I am all for a little bit of trolling. Also, what would be very troll is if Alsoa found Ganon and went into his room right now.
Oh, why would that be?
Well,
Why would...
he just got a $5, so never mind.
Oh, because he didn't have any money. I didn't see that. Oh dear. I have actually done that once, and I think that was probably one of the most embarrassing times I've ever played this game.
I have a laundry list of people that have fought Ganon at 0 rupees, including myself. The most recent being somebody who just beat a very prominent swordless player last night.
Oh dear. I actually did not manage to stay awake for that race. I mean, somebody's got to get up to make the donuts.
We might get a chance to see what this item is in level 4. That would give us full knowledge of what's in level 9 as well, since we've seen everything else.
I'm still rooting for it to be a book and white sword somewhere here in level 9.
At most, we're kind of rooting for this to be a very soon-ish item in level 4. Heart Container, 13. We missed the Heart Container in level 3, by the way, so that's going to be...
Oh dear, I didn't realize he had walked past it.
I think it was somewhere in the northwest, and he didn't have bombs, so tried to go down towards the Triforce, and just progress that way instead.
To answer a question in chat, traditional New England apple cider donuts. I mean, hey, they asked.
Yeah, don't let me anywhere near that. I'm trying to not enjoy too many sweets anymore.
But cookies and candy and pie and donuts and ice cream.
And a dig dog making a bad life choice potentially in this room.
Oh no, it's okay. Alsoa actually stopped by during the race that I was playing earlier and apologized for any unnecessary dig dogger kills.
And this qualifies as a potentially necessary one, though.
It does. If Spiky is making poor life decisions, well, then he deserves what he gets.
This item in level 4 is not being so nice. So this is clearing a ton of this without a map even, although it could be this room with a map.
Oh, that's right. This is one of those rooms that in 4 can actually have a regular floor drop and not just a Triforce.
Yeah, unfortunately just a key. And this room, since it didn't shutter in behind him, I kind of feel like when it doesn't shutter behind you after opening on the other side to let you through, yeah, it's got a chance to be your staircase.
And it's the white sword. Alright, so it's a small consolation prize. But he is going to be heading back into that 8, and this is going to hopefully help it go a little bit faster. Well, he's still got 5 as well, but...
Well, we have a roar. Unless that was a boss and I wasn't paying attention. But I'm pretty sure I heard something just now.
And it's worth noting that the manhandles are a little bit beefy.
I may have heard wrong. Yes, I heard wrong, and so did Alsoa, because he was doing the same thing.
Well, to be
Or,
fair,
no,
it
was on the other side.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So, can we be rooting for a magical staircase segment-y issue for Ganon as well, and a completely separate one for Zelda?
That's the plan.
Oh, but there's the map.
Well, we can hope that the magical staircase to Ganon is in that little straight line path over there.
Oh,
14
game.
heart bags. Shatty-proof seed.
Oh, poor XO. That is just a heartbreaker.
On the bright side, he has more combat than Alsoa does. So it's not all bad.
True, and more health, so he can kind of, you know, face tank a few things.
So he's got to go on the search for 5. Once he goes through 5, he's probably going to find the boomerang in there fairly quickly. And then he's going to know where he has to go, because that will have then been every item. But he's also going to
Yeah.
feel really bad when that happens, should he get there before alsoa reaches the finish line. And we have a path to Ganon, so if the shutter door is right below Ganon, which it's not, of course.
Oh,
why
well,
would
okay.
it be?
Okay. See, we got a little bit longer to go, you know.
Yeah, I think without the bow, I know what Exo is going to be thinking the moment alsoa finishes.
I should have gone back to 8. Or I should have stayed in 8 longer, some form of that sentiment.
More along the lines that get me out of here.
Yeah, I mean, if he hasn't actually found 5 before then yeah, it's incredibly difficult to try to finish a seed at that point.
Stunlock is not going so well for alsoa, but doesn't much matter with red ring, red potion, enough money to actually shoot Ganon with a silver arrow.
Exo's gonna go ahead, he's gonna pick up a potion. Since they're fairly cheap, he has a ton of money and the potion letter. And sadly, he's gonna go check all of the left side of Death Mountain before going the other way. So we're kind of hoping to come out. Oh, well, we've kind of already been here before.
Yep, we knew where we were going.
Yeah, I was still rooting for the trolley single segment thing to get to Zelda.
Yeah, get your GGs out for alsoa for a finish time of 1:10:51 officially. Unfortunately, we had seen the room above and below, which was Ganon's room and something that did open up a shutter door. So our best bet left was the always fun vertical shoot, but it was impossible.
Yeah, but I still say it was not trolly enough, and we should totally re-roll it.
I agree, but instead we're going to be joined by the race winner alsoa.
GG's also.
Thank you.
So
Go ahead.
I was just going. Sorry, you're gonna when you watch this back, you'll understand why. But I was just going to say that SpeedGaming was not responsible for any of the terrible words that you said anytime you found a Patra, Gleeok, Digdogger, or anything else like that lovely and wonderful Wizrobe room that was hiding your raft.
So, honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of rage with this one. Because I had the early wand, I kind of just said, okay, well, I'm going to skip early wand kind of let me kill some of the Patras, but before that, I just said I was going to skip them and come back later. The play to 1 was 100% my gut screaming at me, hey, go do 1.
Well, in this case, it was incredibly correct, as Exo finds level 5 up on Death Mountain.
So I'm seeing that there was a white sword in level 4, which would have certainly been appreciated.
Yeah, Exo actually tried picking up mags several times, and I think he's gone ahead and maybe gotten 1 more heart since then. But I don't know if we're gonna see a mags check before he's done.
Yeah, this, I tried Magical Sword on 10. I said, oh, okay, I can't get Magic Sword, whatever.
Yeah, that made perfect sense. I mean, it was the bare minimum chance, and going back after that, when it was kind of out of the way and not near any of the levels, was a little silly.
I was a little bit sad to see the red candle was the Armos item, and the any key was the white sword item, because I would have liked to have the any key immediately instead of almost immediately, but that's why I didn't dig 1, or really any of the dungeons much, is once I knew the any key was the white sword item, I felt there was no good reason to dig dungeons without it.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, if you're given the chance to have all of the keys in the game before having to go dig something like a shape 6 or a shapes 8, that is definitely a nice thing.
I felt like everything was going perfectly fine until 4 decided to be vanilla.
Just to update chat, Exo has gone ahead and forfeited in the race room, but it does look like he's continuing to play the seed for a little bit. We're going to see if he wishes to come in for a couple of words.
I'll be careful on my spoilerage.
Well, I mean, at this point, maybe if he finds the boomerang here in level 5, it'll definitely point him in the right direction. There he is.
Hello.
Hey, welcome, XO and GG.
Thanks. So where was Bo? Was it 8 or was it 5?
That depends on how much you're going to play the rest of the seed.
I'm not. I'm done. I am done.
It is in level 8, and it
Oh.
is not too far from where I think you were bomb blocked when you left 8 the first time.
Yeah, it was north of the north section. Yeah.
So it was in the middle, like just as you're starting to go up on the right of the 2 rooms, and it was a triple Dodongo room with a triple bar.
The Dongo's got me an 8.
Can I just make a note? Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm good.
Can I just make a note that 9 bailed me out super hard with that alternate path to Ganon?
I don't think you. Well, you say bailed you out, but I wasn't even close.
I didn't have bombs, and I had Ganon's location known behind a bomb wall, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
you're hard stuck, or you're going to have to go out and get bombs again, since the amount of times that you killed a bomb dropping enemy on a bomb count and did not get a bomb was getting into severe double-digit mode.
Yeah, if I was bomb blocked, I was immediately gonna just go to 7, go to the bomb shop there, and then whistle back to, I guess, 6.
Not gonna lie, you were at 0 rupees for long enough in level 9 that I was kind of sort of hoping that you would pull one of the stunts that me, or Redbird Grad, or CD, or Zugman, or Panzer Dave, or anybody else has pulled off with the 0 rupee Ganon fight hype.
What, you mean you can't force a 5 on Ganon?
I mean, if you turn on that one feature that has like any bombs and all that sort of the timed events one, then you can actually get a 5 drop off of it instead of a Triforce of Power, and you hard block the game.
Oh, I remember that. I also remember that, well, not for the timed events, but didn't you occasionally find a Mags just sitting on the floor in level 9 for a while there?
Sadly, that bug has been squashed, but yeah, it happened right after a big change was made. Sometimes it happens to poor Fred when he gets a big change in there and has something new and exciting, and then suddenly the game's like, no, I control the runners with the race seed, and I control you with your code.
I'm still waiting for the 4th level sword where the beam does wood sword damage, but the sword itself does double magical sword damage because the game doesn't know what to do.
That sounds like it would break a lot of things.
I've seen it before in some other instances.
That would be fun. And hey, XO, I think we need to file an error report on that Mags.
Nah. I didn't have 14, but I know 13 wasn't good enough. And I checked every single time. I did my due diligence.
Yes, you did. You did great. And hey, you still came in on the podium, so it was a pretty good race.
Yep, podium height. I like it. Yeah, I had a bunch of deaths early that slowed me down, and then every dungeon I gambled and dug on was I don't know, they were useful items, but they weren't what I was looking. You know, Wrapped in 3, Wand in 6, Deaths in 7. That certainly didn't help.
Yeah, I think I 2-roomed level. I did not 2-room level 7, but I very shorted level 7. I think I did like 6 rooms of it, and then had a 3-room level 4 because I was go mode at that point and had no reason to dig anything.
Yeah, I still needed the bow, and I died on that Armos screen before even finding level 8, so it was a little while before I got back to it, which was unfortunate. And then I ran out of bombs to be able to go north in that level, so I just up-8, and, you know, at that point I still was missing, I think, 3, 4, 5... I don't remember. I got the red ring. I went back to 1 to clear that out because it had 2 items still. And then that kind of just took me around.
I was slightly disappointed that the ladder was not in a ladder-colored floor dungeon.
I was slightly disappointed that neither of you fed the poor guy just looking for cookies.
I didn't.
I thought about it to get it out of my inventory.
Yeah.
I
never bought it. Yeah.
I even made sure to ask Fury if there could be another meat block in the rest of the seed because, you know, second quest stuff confuses the heck out of me. And he said no. So it's just, I was a little sad that poor guy was just standing there, never getting his cookies.
Yeah.
Well, if one more had existed, Alsoa could have fed that one instead, but no dice.
If one more had existed, I would have been having questions.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been asking for, cookies. He might have been asking for like a taco or something. Or what are some of the other meat block? A cheeseburger.
Yep, second breakfast. Moblin once ate my sister. What other ones? Man, there's a lot of them. I just can't remember half of them.
Yeah, but it was a very good race from the both of you. We had some good combat all around. Lots and lots and lots of Patras.
Yeah, lots of bubbles too. They're the worst. They are the worst.
I'm just happy the blue wizards rolled down.
I don't think I killed any, to be honest.
They took 2 bombs.
That's awesome. But yeah, I never ran into a room where I was required to kill blue wizards.
So I take it then you clipped into the raft in 3.
Yeah, well, second tap, I picked up the Triforce, went back in with full health. After having like 5 hearts and missing it like 7 times and dying, I got the Triforce, went back in, and had a clean reverse clip. First try. So
Yeah,
you know how that goes.
Yeah,
Hey,
the only blue wizard you killed, for the record, was in level 1 in the maze room, I believe. You got glitched up.
That's right. Yeah, he was glitched at the top.
And ironically, you both were trying to clip into the staircase that held the raft at pretty much the exact same time. So it was some of the most beautiful Zelda I have ever seen.
I just like how I decided, hey, I don't need this item out of 3, even though 3 is really small and totally worth a dig.
Yep. Well, I mean, I picked it up. I was still missing 5 at that point, so I didn't want to rule out any possibilities. Well,
And
plus, I mean, the raft went to 4, didn't it?
Yes, but I had recorder, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it. It
And
totally
it
won't
did.
backfire.
It did send you. You had already gone to Death Mountain, and that's where you found 5. So it did kind of work out.
Yeah, but then 5 had a banana.
Well, I mean, we can't fix all the items.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what was in 9 then? Was it Book and Blue Boomerang?
Best time of the game.
Nice.
But yeah, this came down really just to unfortunate bomb luck for Alsoa, but at the right time, if there is such a thing, versus unfortunate bomb luck for Exo at the wrong time, because basically the bow was blocked by bombs for you, and the Triforce in 8 was literally maybe 2 or 3 rooms away from the bow, so it was a fairly quick 8 for the monstrosity that it was.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? It's rando.
Oh, absolutely. So good luck on your. I believe also you're going to get a buy in the brackets.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure how that works out, but I think it's, what is it? Definitely the 6-0. The 5 ones, and I think the 4-2s get a buy.
Yeah.
No math on stream.
Yeah,
I'm not-
math is banned. So here's all I really understand about the brackets is that anybody who actually does have to play, we get 3 more games, 3 group races.
Gotcha.
And that it's going to be Mario Kart scoring during those 3 races to decide who makes it into the actual brackets.
Right.
Can we just play Mario Kart instead?
No, I would be up for that. I'd be-
Mario Kart doesn't have a blue banana. I mean,
That's
it
blue
just
shell.
has those yellow inferior bananas, and
So-
I'm gonna drive up the track, and I'm gonna be even worse at Mario Kart than I am at Zelda.
So my resolution for that was I have one of those old school TVs and I turned the knob on it and it changed all my colors to funky colors and I got the boomerang turned to blue and I won.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as we do that, then no.
Instructions unclear, made everyone play DWR.
No.
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 Can we play co-op?
It's a fun game, but it's also severely, it's like Z1R, it's very trolly.
I never said Z2R.
We could play co-op. I mean, co-op DWR, at the very least, you have somebody joining you in your suffering as you cannot run from anything.
Yep. Speaking of co-op, need to do a co-op seed, and if you can get rid of all the torches, then I know exactly who I want to play with. And that
Not
person is doing commentary on the next race, which just started or just got underway in the last 5 minutes or so.
Oh, very impressive segue. And that race would be... Let's actually look at today's schedule instead of yesterday's schedule. We've got Duke Firebird and Chrono JJ, who are both 2 and 3, hoping to make it to 3 and 3 over on SpeedGaming 3. That's far too many 3s.
You got Cafe JD, one of the 5-1 runners, in there with Mr. Lorgan himself. So go say hi to them here in a couple minutes as we begin to wrap this one up. But yeah, this was one of those seeds where we were really rooting for more trolls and more shenanigans than we actually got out of it. I mean, we got some sequential dungeon hype, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen more Dig Doggers.
No.
I don't think I saw a single Dig Dogger.
Well, there's 1 in 9 for sure, and I don't know beyond that.
Don't you mean there was 1 in 9?
Hey, I had every reason to assume it was the stair, given 9 has like 10 million stairs.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, we wanna go ahead and thank you guys for a really great race, and we want to thank Phonics for pushing the buttons that make us look good, and I want to thank Fury for putting up with me for the last, like give or take 2 hours.
Well, we had fun though.
Yeah, but I still don't think there was enough trolling, so we should totally re-roll.
Well, next time Alsoa and Xoas play, CD will roll the seed, and then we will have more fun.
Deal.
I mean, there's like 10 other people you could have said there, so I approve.
Yep. But on behalf of SpeedGaming 2 and my co-commentator Steve Improv, the 2 runners Alsoa and Xoas19, Tracker Phonics, and all the people behind the scenes making this thing work. Fury SK, let's go watch the other race in progress over on SpeedGaming 3.
Awesome. Thanks again, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Have a good night.